Ah, mango. By the way, did you know that these fruits help you, the vocals zinatoka mzuri sana. So watu wenye tunafanya muziki, can you learn to use fruits? They are very nice. So, wow, wow, very nice. Wow. Now, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Stefan Muhando. This is a great day. Today we're going to do a tutorial of worship setting. Yeah, I really like live worship. Good music, music that touches your heart and touches the spirit of the Lord and attracts that mood of worship, that attracts God, that attracts miracles. And the secret is in the setting. So today I'm going to do a setting of worship. I'm not a pro in it, but today I'm going to teach you. If you're a beginner, then you're going to gain a lot today. If it's your first time, you're just starting to play the instruments, today I'm going to show you the setting of this worship, and then you'll enjoy it. So today, I'll use voices. I'm using PSR S670, but the same setting applies to PSR SX600. I'm going to use the concert grant as my main voice, and then I'm going to use the background. I'm going to use the dark fatso, which is in the synthetic pad. So I'm going to use the dark fatso, and then if you're using the PSR E Series, then you are going to use the grand piano and grand piano 1, grand piano 2, and the strings. Make sure that your strings do not the volumes are well balanced so that it supersede the grand piano, so that music equal to cool mzuri. One thing I like about the PSR E Series is that their grand voices are very nice. They are very nice. So if you're using the PSR E Series, you should be enjoying music. But the same setting applies across all these keyboards. So stay tuned up to the end, learn something. So here is my PSR S670, the one I've just told you I'm going to use today for the worship tutorial. It's a very good machine. Yeah. I really love it. Yeah, I really love it. So I've been using this machine for quite some time. You can see, it's a very old machine, but for me, I've been using for more than 2 years now. So you can guess, maybe I have experience or not, but it's a good machine. And I use the key of F sharp. For me, I use the F sharp. Any key can produce the sound you want. If you play all the keys well and good, and I say congratulations. But what I'm going to do today is a tutorial of these worship songs. So this is how the grand piano, the concert grand piano sound. So you can see here, it's a concert grand, right one, and the strings. But today I've not used the strings. So today I'm just going to teach you which other voice you can use instead of strings. But for those PSR E series, you can use the strings since they do not have that other option. So on my right tool, I'll use the dark part. So for the guys who are using PSR S670 and PSR S600, you're going to also get an experience on how to set the PSR S670, since I'll do that tutorial of how to set PSR S670 apart from showing you how to set worship. So the process is very simple, very quick. I think in the next video, I'll show you on how to set a very quick worship without more, perusing here and there. So stay tuned. So I've just turned on my machine, PSR 670. For those who do not know how the PSR 670 looks like, it is like this, looks like this. It's PSR 670. We have the voices here written as the right two, right one, left. So we have right one, where we have our voice, the concert grand, I will show you. And then we have right two, where I'll select my second voice, the dark fat. So here, I'll show you all the settings. So if you want to select your voice number one, for example, the concert grant, you press this part select, you press it twice. And then if you want to select the same thing, you do it on the right two, you press it twice, and then you select the voice that you want to use. If you want to set your voice on the left, which people normally call the split, you also press this one twice and you set your bass. And then you make sure that these upper cases or the upper layers are on. So this part, if they are on like this, they play, but if they are off, there's no any sound produced. So that's how we do it. So for my case here, I want to select, for example, the concert grand here, the concert grand. So the first thing when you open your keyboard, you just select the concert chord. But for the sake of those who want to set other voices, it's the same process what I've just shown you. You just come here, write 1, and then you select the part, you press twice so that the setting voices will come. And this is how it will appear. So the selected part, the selected voice is normally marked blue. If you want to scroll down the voices, you use the wheel or the tabs, the buttons under the wheel. So here is the wheel, which you rotate and select, which you rotate, and then you will select your voice. Alternatively, you can use the tabs here if you want to move to the right, to the left, up and down. And then the voice you are going to select, for example, say for my case I'm going to select the, say for example, MIDI grand. I want to select the MIDI grand. I'll use the wheel and scroll to where the MIDI grand is, here. Then I must press the button enter here. So I press this button enter and then it selects. The same thing is done on right 2. The same thing is done on the right 2 and the left. So for my case today, I'm going to use, on the right one, I'm going to use the concert grand, and on the right 2, I'm going to use the dark fat. So straight away, let us go to concert grand. Then I press enter. Sorry, my computer has hung, but I've selected the concert grand. And then on the right 2 here, I'm going to press here twice. But on my screen it shows the strings voice, but I don't, for the PSR S670 I don't use the strings because there's another voice that is very cool than strings, which is found on this part. So the voices are here. The category of voices, we have piano and e-piano, we have organ, we have guitar, we have accordion, strings and choir, brass, woodwind, and then we have synthetic pad here. So I'm going to select the synthetic pad here on my right 2. So I press that, and then on my screen I scroll to the synthetic dark fat. So the dark fat, so that is the voice that I normally use, the dark fat. So you can see it clearly. So I press enter. Don't mind about the computer is hanging, but it's okay. The dark fat. So and then I come back and press this button to select it on. So I put it on like that. So before I add anything, this is how the voices will do sound. So that is how the voices are sounding when you select them before I do any kind of setting on them. So I'm going to filter out by adding some few elements on the voices, like the octave. I'm going to change the octave so that I play it in a different part. Then I'll put some sustain, of which I'll use the assign to, I'll show you the assign button, select the release. That's the quickest way to do your setting of the sustain. But again, I'll show you the way you go to the function menu, voice setting, and then we put the sustain on. Yeah, and then the balancing of the voices, of course. One should be low and the other one should come out clearly or pretty louder. Okay, so here are my voices, the dark the concert grand and the dark fat, so on my right one and right 2. So I'm going to add some effect on those voices so that they sound cool and better, and select the more comfortable key. So on your piano there is this button assign. You press this button 3 times. 1, 2, 3. When you're pressing it 3 times, you see the effects are here. So it will select this line when you press it 3 times. See, it's on number 3 now. So the voice attack, R1 and R2, and then we have the voice release, which is the sustain, the R1 and the R2. Right, R1 and the R2 is basically right 1 and right 2. So usishangae sana what is R1 and right 2. They're just meant for right one and right two. So the effect applies to all the the voices. But I don't want it to be applied on all the voices. I want it to be applied on only right one, since I want that one to be sustained. The black fat saw has the automatic sustain. Okay. There's this place on the lower screen, assign. So what you do, you press on any of the 7 and 8 buttons here to select your part. So you can see right one, right to release, but I want it to be on right one alone. So I press on any keys between 6, 7, and 8 here to select right one. So for me, in case I press 7, it goes to right one. Then I press enter. Here's the button, enter. Press enter, and I exit. So the effect has gone to right one alone. Then I exit. So guys, what we were doing, we were just doing the assign, but we have not added the sustain. So I said you press 3 times the assign. So when you press 3 times, you see it's on third, right? So what you're going to do with the release button 1, it's on knob 2. The knobs are here. We have the knob 1 and the knob 2. So this is the knob 2, which has the release effect. You can see knob 2. Knob 2 is here. So you adjust this. You adjust to your favorite. For me, I adjust this to 3/4. So I adjust this to 3/4. Yes, just like that. Then I'll transpose my key from F sharp to E flat. So I'll press into -3. -3 is E flat. So let me show you. -3 is E flat. So I've not done the balancing of the volumes up to now and the changing of the octave, because I want to change the octave so that I can be able to play the keyboard from this side to this side. I don't want to be in one place. I want to play the keyboard, all keys from my very left to my very right, by changing the octave to a comfortable octave. So I'll do the balancing later. I'll show you in this video, not any other video, this video. But what I'm playing now is the setting that we have just done. So this is how it will sound. So that is actually how it will sound. You can see the dark fat saw and the concert ground, the way they are coming out. Okay, so I had told you that I'm going to also show you how to set the sustain using the function button here. So what you just do is press the function button. Mine is still hanging, and then you go to voice setting by pressing this tab here or using the wheel. So this is what I'll do. Go to voice setting there, then you press enter. Then there's a sustain here. There is a sustain here, sustain on, which seems it's offer. So I'll press this button number 3, this one, to put it on like that, and then you're done. You're done. So I've shown you how to put the sustain. The effect still goes to right one. Don't mind about where it will go. The effect will go to right one. So balancing of the voices. So for my keyboard, this balance is not working, so I'll use the mixer button here. The good thing with 670 is that if option A stops work, there is a option B. So my balancing here, it's tricky, so I use the mixer, but it's functioning, so it takes time. Let me use the mixer. So if I use the mixer, you can see we have the left, the right, and the right too. The volumes are the same. So I want to balance them so that the other one can sound can be superior than the other one, of which I want right one to be superior than right two. So I reduce the volume right two to say that's too much. Let me reduce to say 76, for example, and let the right one remain at 100. And then I said that I want to play with the lower octave so that I can play. I change my octave so that I can play from here, the whole of this key, up to this end. Very nice. So what I do is just press this octave, change it to -1. There, good. So let us see how this gonna sound after we have done that. You can see now my hands, they are going to different areas. The other I was playing here, but this one I'm playing here because of changing of the octave. Actually, that is the worship setting. I am done. What I'm doing is testing. that's how you should learn to set your keyboard. There's one thing I'm forgetting. The what we call the modulation. For the dark fat, so the modulation should be low. So let me show you this. So there's this thing we call modulation here. This modulation wheel. I've been playing it while it is here. That's how it sounds great. But if you put here the modulation wheel there, it will sound funny. So learn also to know the modulation. Play with the modulation. Listen to how it will sound. Very, very bad. Very, very bad. So I modulate it to the middle. Let me see how it sounds in the middle. Sounds like strings. So if you want string, you can still set the dark fat so, and then use the modulation wheel to set if you want it to sound like strings. But it's not very nice. I really like when the modulation wheel is down there, so that it sounds pretty good. So thank you so much guys for watching this tutorial. Thank you so much for watching. If you haven't hit the subscribe button, kindly do so, because I'll be doing more research, and I'll be sending more of these tutorials here, so that we learn for free. You can only help me by subscribing, liking, leave a comment if there's something you want me to add, or you want me to put, if you have maybe more knowledge of these things more than me, you can still leave it in the comment section, so that I can be able to capture it and do a lot of practice on it. But if you have learned something, hit the like button, subscribe, and also share my video. I'll appreciate so much. So what I can say, do a lot of practice, give God what he deserves by playing cool music. Till next time, my name is Stefan Muhando, and then on my next video I'll show you how to set a 7. Yes, bye bye.